Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2. So in the last part we headed through we were heading through Agrabah and we were trying to shove Jafar back into his lamp because he escaped right at the beginning of the of our return to this world. So yeah, and we're pretty much done. So at the end of the last part, we were pretty much we'd escaped Jafar's trap, and we'd made our way back to the city, and now we're back at the palace. And so in this part, we're going to be finishing off our second visit to Agrabah once and for all. And yeah, just like in the movie, Iago kind of sacrifices himself, and instantly he's forgiven. So yeah, all that's left to do for Agrabah is sorry, fucking hell, my brain's gone. All that's left to deal with is the boss fight against Jafar. And this boss is not really particularly hard. I do like the animation there, the kind of very reminiscent of kind of when he first turns into the genie in the original movie. So I kind of like that. Kind of looks cool. So yeah, in this boss fight we're on top of carpet, and basically I'm getting my head kicked in. Basically, all we have to do is we have to avoid him. Basically, have to avoid the buildings he throws at us, and basically just keep whacking him in the head until he dies. In terms of his attacks, Jafar's not particularly hard in terms of shit. I can't use my drive abilities. Oh shit. Basically, his attacks are relatively easy to avoid for the most part, even though I'm not doing a good job of showing that off. His thing is not really that he's tough in terms of the attacks being hard to avoid. It's more that when he hits really fucking hard. So you just have to be a little bit careful with his attacks, and just, you know, try and avoid as many. All I can say really is just try and avoid as many of his attacks as you possibly can. And whenever possible, keep whacking him in the face with your keyblade. Sorry about that. It's also a good idea to start because you can lock onto the head. It's also a good idea to start use magic, even though I'm not going to in this fight. And every once in a while he'll do this. Basically sends you into this kind of vortex area. And basically all you have to do here is just avoid the buildings and just try and get as close. Just try and wait it out, really. Yeah. And then just get to him as quickly as you possibly can. And just keep whacking him in the head. And eventually he'll go down. He has a lot of elemental attacks, which are kind of which cause a lot of damage. He also has that attack, which he's shown off a few times. My apologies. That attack that he's shown off a few times, where he can kind of stagger you for a little while. But yeah, it's just pretty much, like I say, just avoid as many of his attacks as you possibly can. Get close to his head, and just smack the living shit out of him. And I think that's Firaga now, so I think we've got the maximum power fire spell at this point, so that's kind of useful. And So yeah, Jafar's done for the second time. And I think he dies. Does he die permanently here? Yeah, he does. I think he just blows up. Yep, so he just... Jafar's gone bye-bye. And for some reason the lamp has been taken by Organisation 13. I don't really understand why. But there we go. Jafar is done. And that's the end of the second visit to Agrabah. Overall, it's a pretty quick and straightforward revisit, really. And the only thing which I find kind of disappointing is that they didn't have more kind of references. They didn't have more stuff to do with Organisation 13. There was really only a quick mention, which was basically, you know, the peddler guy was basically told to go get a Jafar's lamp by an Organisation 13 member. So there's a guy in a black cloak. So it's going to be an Organisation 13 member. Drop rated from money, HP, MP orbs. That's pretty useful. I'll use that next, I think. But yeah, as I was saying, I guess I just would have preferred if we actually saw Organisation 13 members. If we saw Organisation 13 members kind of actively involved in the plot rather than being told, oh, by the way, there was an Organisation 13 member here earlier. He told me to go get Jafar's lamp. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit disappointing. But overall, I think the boss fights are relatively fun. And I think overall, I think Agrabah is a pretty good world. To be honest, I'll be honest, I think I'm glad that it didn't come back for Kingdom Hearts 3. I think I'm kind of done with it now. Oh, look at that stupid slapstick comedy. Goofy, you dumbass. What the fuck are you doing?
Let me build a freeway or something. Everything's fine. Don't panic. Genie? But I can't hold it any longer. Oh, that's good. Sora, Donald, Goofy, you guys are too much. If you're ever in the mood for some more...
So yeah, we're pretty much done now with Agrabah. I don't think Agrabah comes back in any future games either. I can't remember it coming back. I know it doesn't come back in 3. I'm pretty sure it doesn't come back in like Birth by Sleep or 358 over 2. I don't think it comes back in that. It doesn't come back in Dream Drop Distance. So yeah, I think this is the last time we see Agrabah. But to be fair, I think they're kind of done with it now. I don't think there's anything more interesting that they could do. And I just think it's kind of done at this point. So we got a new episode added in Hollow Bastion, which means it's now time for us to finish off the 100 Acre Wood and finish off Winnie the Pooh's world in Kingdom Hearts 2 once and for all. Last area to go through, and then we're done with Winnie the Pooh. By the way, that was probably one of the most disappointing yet relieving things about Kingdom Hearts 3. What happened with the Winnie the Pooh world and how they sorted that, how this brought back 100 Acre Wood. I mean, I like the fact that it's quick and you get out of the way fast, but bloody hell was it a waste of time. Anyway. Cosmic Ring tremendously increases maximum AP. That's pretty useful. So, yeah. My apologies. Let's get the rest of the chests around here. We got the style recipe. I can't remember what that does. It's just something I think for the store for synthesis. I can't remember what it is though. Oh yeah, so time for the last mini game. Basically, we've just got to press triangle. I fucked this up, but let's see. So what you do is press triangle. Oh, I kind of screwed that up there. That went well. basically you have to wait until the power goes up, then keep pressing, and then press triangle at the right time. And the further you get the pot, the more points you get. But yeah, that's it. It's kind of done now. So it wasn't really, it wasn't necessary. But I feel that way a lot about the Winnie, the 100 Acre Wood stuff. I just feel like this isn't needed. Like, it was a nice novelty in Kingdom Hearts 1, but I think they just brought it back to just so you can say, look, we've got some mini games and 2. But whatever.
Sora, if I go looking for you, will I find you?
I'll always be with you, right here. You don't have to go anywhere. Just stay.
Jesus
here,
Christ, like E.T.
you can see me anytime you want.
But yeah, basically, Pooh, I wouldn't bother to try and find Sora.
Yep, that's all.
Unless you got a gummy ship on hand, but I doubt it.
I promise too.
And everybody's together. It's kind of a... it's an ending, I guess.
Thanks.
My apologies. My throat is still garbage.
Guess you'll be staying a while.
Goodbye, Sora.
Thanks, Gopher.
I like that from Eo.
Lonely, just start bouncing and think of your pal Tigger.
I believe he wasn't in the original books, Gopher. I think he was added for the cartoon,
Yes.
from what I remember.
To go.
So, there you
I
go.
won't be sad, because you'll always be right here, forever and ever. Right, Sora?
Wrong side, Pooh.
And all of you are right here too.
But yeah, that was the last minigame. Probably the worst one.
See ya.
If I were to pick a favourite, I like the sliding one, kind of where you're running down an obstacle course and stuff. That was really fun to play through, to be fair. But there we go. Bye, guys. It's 100 Acre Wood is done. Which means the only bullshit section we've got to finish off is can't remember the name of it. The underwater one. Little Mermaid World. I can't remember the name. Atlantica. There you go. Boom. But I do like the moon. That was kind of a nice little ending shot, like the Sora and Pooh on the moon. We've got the maximum. Now we've got Curaga, the most advanced healing spell, which is really fucking useful. Oh, and we're going to be starting the other world as well. I forgot about this. So yeah, now we're heading back to Halloween Town. And I actually like the second visit to Halloween Town. I actually like the second visit to Halloween Town a lot, because this is more of a straight up, completely new thing for what's it called? Night Before Christmas. There you go. Fucking hell, what am I talking about? But anyway, yeah, it's nice that it's actually a fully, completely new kind of story and isn't like just a take on anything. So I kind of like that. What's going to happen? He's going to touch his knob. Oh dear. So the doctor's been knocked out, it seems. Oh well, that can't be good. I've said this before, but during the first visit, but I really love the Nightmare Before Christmas designs for Sora, Donald, and Goofy. They look great. Never learns, does he? Fucking hell, Jack.
So I thought I'd better return them.
You just happen
Sora
to
expresses
find
doubt.
Of course, Sora. I'm finished with Christmas fantasies. You know that.
He says while he's wearing Father Christmas apparel.
But you thought you'd hold on to this.
Somehow I don't think that's the case.
costume. And Sally worked so very hard making it. Come on, we've got work to do.
Somehow I don't see this going well. Yeah, bye, Donald. Go fuck yourself. I don't know why it does that. That seems kind of daft.
Oh,
You could have done that to waited till after you actually start to fight. You know what I
where did you
mean?
find these?
In Halloween
But
Town.
whatever.
You'll be needing them for Christmas, right, Sandy?
Of course. But these are just
Santa,
a few
you
of the Christmas
rube.
presents that were stolen.
Stolen?
I love Sora's reaction there. It's just so kid-like.
Oh, Sandy, you don't think it was me?
Christmas presents have been stolen.
Still wearing the outfit, I see.
I just thought I'd dress for the occasion. But if you don't believe me, then we'll just have to find out who really did it.
So yeah,
Very well. I'll leave it to you.
story is basically that the Christmas
All right.
presents have been nicked
Sora, Donald,
from
Goofy,
Christmas
we're on.
World, and so we've got to go out and try and find out who the fuck did it, and kick their ass and get the gifts back. I love Goofy's shiny, like flashing nose there. It's awesome. But anyway, something's going on. Time to find out what. Save. There we go. Into the toy factory. Oh, I think we actually investigated a new area this time that we didn't get to see the previous visit. Which is kind of the workshop office, I think. And that's what it's called.
This one?
It's Lock, Shock and Barrel again. Being assholes.
So you three took them.
Took what?
You stole the presents, didn't you?
It wasn't us.
But it really sounds
He
like
says with a
fun.
devilish grin. So yeah, we're going to be fighting Lock, Shock and Barrel, but I'll have to wait till next part. So join me next time for the next part of Kingdom Hearts 2. When we're going to be starting off with a boss fight against Lock, Shock and Barrel, and we're going to be finding these presents that have been nicked. So join me next time for the next part of Kingdom Hearts 2. See you next time.